My name's Dave Goldsman. I'm a professor in the School of Industrial and Systems Engineering at Georgia Tech, and I'll be taking you through a course in computer simulation. Today we'll start Module 1, which is basically an intro and course tour, and the first lesson is simply called Getting to Know You. So in Getting to Know You, we'll just go over the course info, in particular some course objectives. The first is to identify simulation models and recognize simulation studies and to figure out how to use them. The second is to illustrate the organization of simulation languages, including modeling with Arena, which is a comprehensive simulation package that has very, very nice animation capabilities, almost like a computer game. And the third is to concentrate on certain statistical aspects of simulations, including input analysis, random variate generation, output analysis, and what's known as variance reduction techniques. We'll go over all these in great detail a little bit later. Now, the prerequisites for the course are pretty strict. You really do have to know some probability and statistics at the level of our ISYE 2027 and 2028 courses. Maybe have a little bit of stochastic processes in your background. You should also be familiar with some programming language and maybe even a spreadsheet package. But don't panic at all, because I really will make the course as self-contained as possible, even though I've just tried to scare you a little bit. Now, here are some suggested resources for the course. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy all these things because they get to be a little bit of an expense, but some very, very good books that are appropriate for the course. This one by Law, Simulation Modeling and Analysis. It's the 5th edition from 2015, but you can actually get any of the earlier editions pretty much just as well. And then there's a book by Kelton, Sadowski, and Zupik, which concentrates primarily on the simulation modeling language called Arena. That's in its 6th edition. Again, you can pretty much get some of the previous editions. The earliest ones might not be so great, but the last 2 or 3 are just fine. And that will save us some expense. In addition, I've got very, very complete notes that I'll hand out. One nice thing is that there's free Arena software that you can get on this website that we've listed below. And it's a very nice product. It's got some limitations because it's the student version, but for all the work that we'll do in this class, it's sufficient. Now, all students are always worried about grading. I'll make it real easy. We're going to have 3 tests, 30% each, and then all the other stuff is 10%, so it adds up to 100. I'll have some homework, a nice little project, and plus if I like you or not. All that will add up to 10%. Now, homework's going to be assigned after every module, so we'll have about 10 assignments in all by the time the course is over. As I said before, I'm going to provide some very, very extensive course notes on the website. Now, that does not mean that you can just go around and print out the notes and skip class. You really should pay attention to what we go over, because sometimes I give out little clues that might not be in the course notes themselves. Always a good idea to watch everything so you don't miss anything. The course is going to have a lot of programming in this Arena simulation language, also in some spreadsheet packages, but you do have some flexibility. In any case, you can expect to use the following general types of languages. Spreadsheet package, everybody knows Excel these days. I'm going to have some spreadsheet add-ons that we'll talk about when we need them. They'll be widely available, not too hard to use. I'd like you to be able to use a real programming language, maybe like MATLAB or Python or whatever your favorite language happens to be. So I'm not going to mandate the language that you use, but just have some familiarity in programming, that would be great. And finally, we'll use the simulation language like Arena. If for some reason you don't want to use Arena, that's actually no problem, but you'll be expected to do the assignments in whatever your favorite language happens to be. There's a lot of nice simulation languages out there. So we're already done with the first lesson in the module. Summary is, hello everybody, just wanted to get to say hi. All I did in this lesson was just to give some very high-level course information. And the next lesson, we'll finally talk about the course syllabus.